Good afternoon. Thank you for being here today, and thank you to the State Attorney's Office for hosting this significant update in the investigation of the murder of Jared Bridegan. I'm joined here today by members of the Jacksonville Beach Police Department team, the ATF teams from Jacksonville and Orlando, and State Attorney Melissa Nelson and her team. I want to thank all of them for their efforts and cooperation to arrive at this moment for Jared's family, who also join us here today. To briefly recap, on February 16th, 2022, Jared was driving home from a planned routine date night with his children. After dropping off his 9-year-old twins at his ex-wife's residence, he headed home with his 2-year-old daughter in a car in the back seat. While driving on a dark stretch of Sanctuary Boulevard in Jacksonville Beach, Jared came across a tire blocking his route of travel. The tire was purposely placed there to make him stop, which he did. Tragically, he began to exit his vehicle to move the tire, and he was gunned down in cold blood. We are now 13 months since Jared's murder, and we have not stopped working. In late January, we announced the arrest of Henry Tenen on several charges, including conspiracy to commit murder and second-degree murder. Today, we announce the additional arrest of Mario Fernandez Saldana for several charges related to Jared's murder. With that, I'm going to turn it over to ATF Special Agent Bob Bryson.
Thank you. My name is Bob Bryson. I'm a group supervisor here in Jacksonville, Florida. On behalf of the U.S. Department of Justice, we're glad to contribute ATF's expertise in violent crime investigations and forensics to help bring closure to a tragic case. Earlier today, ATF agents arrested Mario Fernandez Saldana in Orlando without incident about 9:35 a.m. After his arrest, he was transported to the Orange County Jail. The operation was conducted with Orange County Sheriff's Department, Jacksonville Beach Police Department, and it is a solid example of great collaborative police work. Today's announcement is only possible because of the tireless efforts of our detectives, agents, and the prosecutors. ATF has been a part of this joint effort since day one, and we're glad to contribute our expertise in federal firearms laws and investigating violent gun-related crimes. To be sure, this investigation remains open and will continue. Everyone here shares a commitment to bring those responsible for Jared's murder to justice. Now I'll turn it over to State Attorney Melissa Nelson.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you all for being here today. Thank you, Chief Smith and Special Agent Bryson. My continued thanks to both your and ATF's teams who have worked hand in glove with our team from the very beginning of this investigation to get us here today. This morning, Henry Tenen pled guilty to murdering Jared Bridegan. Specifically, Tenen entered a plea of guilty to second-degree murder with a weapon. Our investigation has revealed a single link between Jared Bridegan and Henry Tenen. That is Mario Fernandez Saldana. As part of Tenen's plea agreement with the state of Florida, he has agreed to testify truthfully against those he worked with to murder Jared Bridegan. As I said at our last update on this matter, we know Henry Tenen did not act alone. And Tenen has confirmed this to be true. Tenen's cooperation has both corroborated evidence collected during the investigation and provided additional evidence against Mario Fernandez Saldana for his role in the planning and execution of Jared's murder. Mario Fernandez Saldana is the husband of Jared Bridegan's ex-wife, Shana Gardner. Immediately after Tenen's court appearance this morning, the Honorable Linda McCallum signed an arrest warrant for Fernandez Saldana for the charge of second-degree murder. After the warrant was signed, the lead prosecutor on this matter, Assistant State Attorney Christina Stifler, presented Fernandez Saldana's case to a Fourth Circuit grand jury, and the grand jury has returned an indictment charging Fernandez Saldana with first-degree murder. In addition to the first-degree murder charge, the grand jury also has indicted Fernandez Saldana for conspiracy to commit first-degree murder, solicitation to commit a capital felony, as well as child abuse. First-degree murder, this is a capital felony punishable by death or mandatory life in prison. Conspiracy to commit murder. Conspiracy to commit murder is a first-degree felony punishable by up to 30 years in prison. Solicitation to commit a capital felony. This is also a first-degree felony punishable by up to 30 years in prison. Child abuse. As I told you at the last update, this charge stems from the fact that Kirsten and Jared's then 2-year-old daughter was directly in harm's way when her father was shot and killed in front of her. This is a third-degree felony punishable by up to 5 years in prison. This morning, as you've heard, while the grand jury was in session, ATF agents, Jacksonville Beach detectives, and the Orange County Sheriff's Office Fugitive Apprehension Team apprehended and arrested Fernandez Saldana in Kissimmee, Florida. He will be extradited to Duval County and go through first appearance upon his return. Our investigation remains active and ongoing, and it has not stopped today with the arrest of Mario Fernandez Saldana. We all remain committed to seeking the truth, and that is the entire truth, and holding accountable every single individual involved in the murder of Jared Bridegan. And with that, we'll go ahead and take a few questions.
State Attorney, can you answer why? What is the motive here?
At this point, soon you're going to receive a packet of information, including the arrest warrant this morning. It's heavily redacted, and we're going to continue, because this remains an active criminal investigation, to be limited in the factual information that we provide, Vic. Yes, Rebecca?
Does the family have anything to say?
Yes. In fact, Kirsten has a statement. Would you like to come up, Kirsten?
We are here today feeling many emotions. We have great relief knowing that 2 of the people behind my husband's murders are now behind bars and are no longer a threat to our family. We are also still angry that they were walking free while we were grappling with the reality that Jared wouldn't be here for any future memories, vacations, or tender moments with our kids. Angry that our youngest, who was 6 months at the time of his death, will have no memories of her father. Angry there will be no new memories for Liam, Abby, Bexley, London, or anyone who knew and loved Jared. We have fought hard for the truth, and the world now knows what we have known all along, that Jared truly was an innocent victim. Since day one, those in charge of the investigation promised us that they would be relentless in their pursuit of accountability and justice, and they have been. We are grateful to the State Attorney's Office, Jacksonville Beach Police Department, the ATF, and any other agencies that have been involved in this investigation. Justice for Jared will not be stopped, and we will not be silenced. We know there's still a long way to go before all those responsible are truly held accountable, but today is a very significant day for our family. Thank you.
Melissa, could you
Yes.
what is the connection between Henry Tenen and Mario Fernandez Saldana in this case?
Henry Tenen was a tenant, a former tenant of a rental property that Mario Fernandez Saldana owned.
And how did Henry Tenen implicate Mario Fernandez Saldana?
So at this time, pursuant to what I told Vic, the statements he has made are going to be redacted from the warrant, but he's provided sworn testimony and has confirmed both what we believe to be true based on other evidence in the case and provided us additional evidence in the case.
And is this a death penalty case?
So Ann, should we file a notice of intent to seek the death penalty, we will do it within the 5-day requirement after Fernandez Saldana is arraigned.
State Attorney, are more arrests coming?
At this time, I'm not going to answer that question.
State Attorney, do you have a picture of who was the shooter, who was the driver,
Henry Tenen has admitted that he in fact was the shooter.
and whose gun was it?
I'm not going to answer any more factual details, and thank you for understanding. I'll reiterate this one thing. This is an active and ongoing criminal investigation. That is, in fact, the exemption under the Florida Public Records Law in which we've redacted certain information. And in due time, obviously, all of the facts and the evidence, as we know, will become available to all of you. Thank you for coming today.
I'll have the rest.